narrow view of the world made him feel threatened by the existence of two hard-working, highly educated, successful people who happen to be black. Who's going to tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs?
The stars of night two at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago were the Obamas as they criticized former President Trump, but they also were delivering stirring calls to action for Kamala Harris. Both have been longtime allies of hers. The former first couple was rallying party members. Kamala Harris and her running mate Governor Tim Walz went nearby to Milwaukee, filling that same arena that had hosted the Republican National Convention just a month ago.
And tonight, it is Governor Walz night. Walz Wednesday, they say. The spotlight on him. He got a walkthrough on the DNC stage this afternoon. He will formally accept the party's nomination for vice president tonight and work to appeal to voters who aren't really familiar with him yet. Many people don't know who he is. Colorado Governor Jared Polis is also expected to go on stage within the next hour and speak.
The nation focusing on Chicago and the DNC, but some polls say that Donald Trump has made gains with Latino and Hispanic voters. That has some Democrats worried. 9 News anchor Kyle Clark is in Chicago talking with Coloradans at the Democratic National Convention.
Polls are not election results. They're a snapshot in time, right? But the polls show that Donald Trump is on pace to receive a larger share of the Hispanic and Latino vote than any Republican presidential candidate in recent memory. So Democrats here at the DNC in Chicago are having public and no doubt private conversations about how to stop that. The Hispanic caucus held a larger gathering earlier this week, smaller second meeting today, where they heard from Sergio Gonzalez of Denver, senior advisor to Kamala Harris. He outlined the message that they'll take to Hispanic voters. Trump's growing appeal to Hispanic voters is real, both in election results and in the experience of the chair of the Denver Democratic Party, James Reyes.
Oh yeah, I've seen it in my own family, friends that I have, but I think the commitment, I think the more hardcore will just stay loyal to Trump. There's no budging. But I think there's some wiggle room for some folks who maybe felt that the Democrats weren't ready to deliver for them and address real economic needs, right? Bread and butter issues. In fact, Kamala Harris gave a speech, I think, a Wednesday night where she talked directly to that. We talk about economic numbers being strong, but people aren't feeling that. And I think when we talk to that feeling, acknowledge it, recognize it, speak to it, that's going to change votes. And I've already seen that have an effect on some people.